Grand, grand, grand rising. What's going on, everybody? Today we want to talk about I'm gonna call it what can we call today's message? Let's call it appreciate the mother of eight. We want to talk about Amika Macon. She's I'm saying a new client of mine, and I've done this quite a few times in the past. And for you new guys, you may not remember it, but every once in a while I run across a person who just really stands out. I've done it. Me and Shamora did it with this young girl who came over here from Mexico. She's on the DACA program, and they were getting ready to send her back to Mexico. And so I brought her on, and that was a while back, as well as so I've done this a few times. But you guys know I don't like or I don't do handouts, but what I do is hand up. And then when I see someone who is really in the trenches and they're grinding, they're doing everything to embody what I call this magnificent or magnetized purpose. That is the ability for you to be able to express, expose, and expand yourself. And so, as always, I don't want to go into and just make this a sob story where we're like doing like GoFundMe type stuff, because I don't do that. I really believe that everybody has a gift. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you today. Today, I just want to go over without going deep into Sister Amika's story. And I didn't even ask her, but Sister Amika, if you would like to come online as well and just share something. When I became aware, Sister Amika has just text me, let me know Sister Amika is not. I'll just share the basics, and then we'll go on with today's offer and really get into building a system like she has done and is doing, which is the whole purpose of today's show, which is regardless of who you are, regardless of what you are beaming, what you are doing, and all this other good stuff, you have purpose, you have worth, you have value. So the key is to understand that purpose, that worth, and that value that you have, put it into a product, service, or information that benefits other people more than it benefits yourself. That's it. It's crazy because no matter where you are, and Sister Amika has when I heard her story, first time I heard her story, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't believe it. And, I've come across stories like this all the time. And because there's so many, I ain't going to use the word scam, or there's so many people who prefer to have someone else do something for them instead of them doing it for themselves. So that's kind of what I thought when I came across Sister Amika's story. And when she signed up for the Life Management System, I really didn't believe that number one, that she had eight sons. And I honestly didn't believe it. Until I actually talked to, I think, 2 or 3 of her sons on the phone. I didn't believe Sister Amika's story is also when she went through her past. And she talked about, some of the things that she had been, without going into too much detail, unless, she wants to go into further detail. Today's message is important for me because whenever I run across somebody who's doing everything right, and they just need a little assistance getting over the hump, then that's when I do shows like this. This is not no freaking GoFundMe sob story. This is a woman who has 2 books that I assisted her with structuring. She pretty much has the basics already down. I just took her story and do what I do, which is I know how to publish books. I helped her set up her website. So for anybody who purchases her books today, if I remember correctly, I think the books are there on her website. The website is Amika Kai. It's spelled AMIKAKAI.com. Now, I got to give you the backstory because you're not going to believe it either. Like, when I heard her story, I was like, nah, that's not possible. This is like something of a lifetime movie. But if you pick up both of her books, then I'm going to throw in anything that I have, you can get. I'm going to throw that in for free. When I say anything that I have, I posted it in the link. There is a couple of series that I'm offering as well. And also, if anybody who makes I'm going to use the word purchase on my website at masterteacher30.com. Anybody who makes a donation for $100 or more, and I'll explain here in a second, then I'm going to include my life management system for free. Now that's $1,000 value. And if anybody who don't know the life management system, what it's about, you can go to the website. And this is primarily for like Sister Amika's clientele, because they obviously, I don't know her demographics. They obviously don't know the life management system. They probably don't even know who I am. So as a way to introduce myself to a entirely new different demographics and a new different audience, I will include the life management system. Anybody who goes to the website at masterteacher30.com, click on the link that says donation, make a payment for $100. This money goes to Sister Amika. Now, the reason that we're doing this is because this is the holidays. Sister Amika is processing her. Well, when I met her, she was, I'm going to use the word homeless, for lack of a better term, with 8 children, all boys. Again, I didn't believe it. And she had pulled herself out, got a home, a stable environment, created a stable environment for herself and her 8 boys. And she was now making a transition to do what I do, which is work from home. That's the reason that she joined the life management system, which is probably the reason why a lot of you guys have joined as well. Now, the reason for today's show is to assist Sister Amika with doing something that we all are doing. And what is that? That is to be self-sufficient. Now, thankfully, Sister Amika is already doing that. The reason that she joined the life management system is the same reason that you joined. And that is to streamline it into doing something that is automatic. That just simply means you wake up every morning and you're excited. It's not a job. It's an adventure. Today's message is I want to encourage everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice to go to her website at Amika Kai, pick up both of her books. After you purchase her books, email me, and then I will send you any one of my 7, 14, or 30-day series that I've done over the last 20 years that you don't already have. I listed a few of them, like the Be Money series, the Gamma Brainwave Manifestation series, the Hygiene series, and all of these series normally sell for between $249 and $1,000. So I'm going to give that to you for free just because you are supporting Sister Amika and her 8 sons. Again, this is not no freaking, both of her books alone, as you will see when you get these books. The first book is entitled Mentally Strong, where she goes through some of the basics of how she had to establish mental and maintain her mental stability after being abandoned on her 8th son's birth. Now, again, I ain't got no bone to pick. I do not know. I'm not going to say anything negative because I don't know. You know, I don't know. All I know is that as a man, as a father, it would be difficult for me to abandon, leave, not show up, not be available. Now, remember, my first marriage, remember, I'm not no angel. I've done some crazy shit too. That's why my heart goes out to her. So when she gave birth to her 8th son, her husband, he chose to depart for whatever reasons. We don't, not say for the time. What's the point? Well, she got a brand new baby and 7 boys. That's crazy to me. Seven boys at home. Now, everybody on this call has been through adversity. We all have been through certain things. Some of us are in a position where, her books are, I think, if I remember correctly, Sister Amika, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's $9.95 for the purchase of her first book. And that book is entitled, again, Mentally Strong. You can go to her website. Well, the first book, I think, is a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger. Actually, let me pull it up. Let's see. So, Mentally Strong and Sophisticated. So, it's $39.95 for the first book. The second book is the book that's only $9.95. So, with the combination of both books, a little under $50. If you add another $50, that puts you at $100. Anybody that makes a payment of $100, again, I will send you the life management system for free. Now, for my current members, you already got the life management system, right? So the life management system is going to be partnered with and it's going to be grafted in to the Life Management University. So the Life Management University I will give, for lack of a better term, you a huge discount off of what we're doing in 2023. So in 2023, the cost of that is $1,000, like most of my stuff. So anybody who makes that $100 donation today on my website, if you're already a member of the Life Management System, 2023, we are breaking down the technologization. Is that a word? I don't even know if that's a word. Anyway, in 2023, we're breaking down the Gateway Project. We're breaking down the Philadelphia Experiment. We're breaking down Project Woodpecker. We're breaking down Project Bluebeam, and we're breaking down the Montauk Looking Glass Yellow Tube Sumerian Cylinder Code. In 2023, I have 6 30-day series lined up for that's going to be the advanced teachings at the Life Management University. So the Life Management University, for the people who are new, well, they start at first base and they go through all of the basic stuff that you guys went through, some of you guys 10 years ago. That is sacred name stuff, is his name Jesus, Christus Magistus, all the basic stuff. For all of the new cats, well, anybody that makes the donation today for $100, then you will get access to or get 50% off of the Life Management University in 2023. So we're not rolling that out. I'm not rolling that out until January of 2023. We've got one more class to do here on December the 5th. So on December the 5th, we wrap up everything that we're doing for this year. So what I'm doing basically is adding an incentive for you to make that $100 payment today by simply purchasing her 2 books and adding an additional $50 to your purchase by simply going to the website at masterteacher30.com at gmail.com. That's the Gmail account. The website, masterteacher30.com. Now, going back to Sister Amika, one of the things that I need you guys to know, when we talk about anybody on this call, when I could talk about Sister Cheryl West, I could talk about especially like Sister Addie, I could talk about, whether it was Sister Diane, no matter, everybody came to this program, you were at a certain level of understanding. And Sister Amika, we butt heads a lot because she's mentally strong. That's that's the purpose. That's her gift. And everybody's gift is also your flaw. And whether we talk about somebody like my boy, Brother Dana, we could talk about my boy, Brother Roman, Brother Jasper, my boy, Brother Richard, Richie Rich. Everybody who comes to the Life Management System, the most important thing is to identify the current habit pattern. It is extremely difficult to do that while you're taking care of 8 children. And most of them children, that like under the age of 7. She has some older boys as well, but most of her children are babies, what we call babies. And so it is and has been a struggle for her, just like for everybody else on this call, regardless of your situation and where you at. There's a constant struggle with outside distractions and inside revelation. The reason for the connections with me is that I always set my intention. So I don't advertise. I haven't done any advertising in 20 years, especially paid advertising. Everything is organic. So I've connected with source, if you want to use that term, and I set my intention so that way I become a magnet. And one of the difficult things is it's very difficult to become a magnet where people are drawn to you instead of you going, this is called the half principle. So one of the things I've been working with Sister Amika about is establishing mind over matter, which is the title of her second book. And so with all of the distractions that are not distractions, because again, I'm a father, I have children, I got 2 bonus children, if you want to use that term now, in my second marriage. And so you got to take care of your family. And if you're doing this by yourself, there's a lot of women who were married and they're no longer married for whatever reason. Right, ladies? And there's a lot of women, I think about Sister Addie, I think about Sister Carlette, I think about Sister Shayla, there's some women I'm naming that were not married, but women who have to figure this out on their own. It's, I'm not going to use the word luxury because sometimes it's not. Because ladies, as you know, sometimes men, we can literally actually be a hindrance to your advancement instead of an asset. Men can be a liability. And so the thing that stands out anytime I run across someone who's in the trenches and who's put in their, every day they wake up and they make a choice and they make a decision to put their best foot forward. Now, the reason why this is so important is because this is, number one, is just the holidays. And number two, just like with everything, you know, everybody has deadlines and everybody's, what's what I'm looking for? Everybody's situation is different. So, example, your stuff may be due on the 15th, may be due on the 1st. So that's the reason why we're doing the show today, why I selected to do the show today. Again, Sister Mika, this is a surprise. She had no idea. I'm just doing this on my own. And I'm also going to personally match whatever is donated, whatever is purchased today. So whatever we do today, and I say we, that means me, especially my demographic. Today's message is more for, I'm going to use the word, my people. Everybody's a part of the life management system. I'm asking you to help me to assist Sister Amika. Now, the only thing in it for me is the fact that I get to do what I said I do, and that is I'm for the underdog. Anytime I see somebody who has heart of gold, anytime I see somebody who's in the fight, anytime I see somebody who's not willing to take shortcuts. Another person that comes to my mind is Sister Colette, who, you know, went through a lot of adversity, could have taken, you know, especially women who are, I'm going to use the word attractive because y'all have options. Ladies that are attractive, I mean, all women do. But ladies that are attractive actually have more options. So it's easy. You could do an OnlyFans page. You could go out and hook up with some other knucklehead and just take their money. There's a lot of other options, ladies, that y'all have, right? That you could do. So whenever I run across a woman like Sister Colette, a woman like, you know, Sister Mika, a woman like Sister Addie, a woman like Sister Cheryl West, Sister Diane Coleman, man, and the list goes on and on of the powerful women who have this mental disposition to really establish mind over matter. And I'm not going to sit there. I'm not a woman, so I have no idea what it feels like to be a woman and to be figuring this shit out on by yourself in the current climate. I'm a man, so men, we can work 3 jobs. We're usually physically more astute than women. So we could do more, I'm going to use the word manual labor type stuff. So most men, we can work warehouse jobs. We got other options. Those options are really limited, especially when you got 7. Not 1, not 2. I have 5 children, so I can relate. But I'm saying 7. 8. I left one out. 8 sons. And all boys. Now, boys are a little, for me, in my opinion, boys are a little more challenging than girls. And I don't know, ladies, y'all can tell me, it's easier to, I'm going to use the word bluff girls to get them to kind of go with the program. Now, later on, girls get a little bit more challenging, a lot more expensive. Like my girls, they were in dance. So that's, yeah, I don't know if you guys know anything about dance. It can be a little bit kind of cheerleading. You know, it's almost like church. Every week they're asking for funds for something else. But with boys, because there's so many things in the streets that are calling them. So to be able to keep your 8 boys, and in this case, Sister Mika, for her to keep her boys occupied, but to my understanding, she homeschools and homeschooled her children as well. That's a whole other level of something that she talks about this as well, and briefly inside of her books. But the point again for today's message is to make sure that everybody understands that I'm not here to try to raise money for some kind of, you know, I ain't going to use the word handicap, but some type of a, you know, cause like breast cancer or something like that. I'm here today because there is an individual who's going to, whether anybody purchases anything or not, this is going to get done either way. It's going to be done through this and what I'm doing, or the big G sword. We're going to figure out another way. The point is, the universe works on a principle that I've used all my life. That principle is give, and it shall be given. That can be done through energy. That can be done through what we call prayer, meditation, by sending good vibes. That can also be done by your current or currency. So there's a couple of different ways by which you can assist. So if you're not in a financial position to purchase, like, if nothing else, purchase one of the books. Because I know most people have at least $10 at their disposal that's part of their discretionary fund. Now, you may not be one of those people. $10 may be a stretch for you. I understand. But you can send goodwill, love, your energy, positive energy, because that works too. So what I'm saying is that this is not like they do in church. This is not no guilt trip. I ain't trying to guilt trip anybody into sending any money. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or feel good, because I'm going to make you, that's not what it's about. This is about you realizing that we're all in this together. I've said this for years, man. The day that we as our Kibelons could come together, whether it's voting power, whether it's the black dollar, whether it's over the understanding melanin and our ability to be spiritual superconductors, whether it's our community for us to be able to come together in unity, whether it's music to come, and whether we are sports, anything that we do, we have the power and the creativity to do it well. I think about the creativity, like the thing that came to life for me was the Norman Lear, who made all like Good Times and most of the black sitcoms back in the day. And he was like always, kind of the Elvis Presley story. He got all of his stuff from a black guy. And it's kind of like The Matrix, the whole series was, written, because I interviewed her on my blog talk show way back in the day. And her stuff was stolen. So I'm just saying, we, thankfully, have the gift of creativity. So whether the goal, and there is a certain amount that is needed in order for Sister Amika to be able to meet certain deadlines. And I was going to put that number out there, but we don't have to do that. All I'm saying is that everybody that's listening to me today, especially if you have $10 in discretionary funds, that simply means extra money. Instead of going to McDonald's today, you can go to her website at Amika Kai, that's AMIKIA. I got that wrong. The website again is AMIKAKAI, AmikaKai.com. I did post it and I posted it on the Facebook page as well. So that way you guys can pick up one or both of her books. And now remember, anybody who does make that purchase, then I'll be adding to that by contacting you, or you can contact me by simply emailing me and say, hey, Doc, I followed your instructions. I made a purchase of one or both of her books. I would like to pick up the series that you did on gamma brainwave manifestation. I'll send it to you. Anybody who makes the purchase over, or the donation over $100, then I will enroll you and send you the complete life management system. That's worth over $1,000. That's the Dear Canoe Report, my 50 books, and my 365 programs, audio programs that take you step by step through the 7 modules of the life management system. Now, you can always just go to my website at masterteacher30.com to learn more about my information. Today is all about Sister Amika's information. So it's very, 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 very important, brothers and sisters, that when we come across people, and whether you're doing it on a platform like this, whether you're just in your community, Whether it's a family member, I don't know how many family members I've involved. I'll tell you guys some of the stories. I tell you guys know about the Airbnb stuff that I do. I take all of my family like once a year. Then I take all of my wife's family like once a year, and I pay for everything because God has blessed me by giving me creativity. So what is this that we're doing today? Before we close, let's get to the meat of the message. What's the meat of the message? The meat of the message is what we are doing is building a system for Sister Amika. Because she has these 2 books. Next, she's going to roll out what I call an online course that's based upon the chapters inside of the book. So exactly what I do, that's what I encourage everybody else to do. And whether you got physical products, like Sister Colette, she has her good pudding. Sister Colette also, because I remember when I had COVID-19, she sent me this whole kit that had like elderberry, what else? Colonic silver in it, I think mega oil, black seeds. It had all kind of stuff in it. And so that's one of those. That's physical product. So the Addie's coming out with her own skincare and healthcare line. So everybody, whether it's a physical product or whether it is a digital product, the goal is for you to create an online system, not a product. So a system is something that takes people from point A to point Z by breaking down and starting with A to B. That's a system. So what Sister Amika is setting up is her system. So what I want to draw your attention to is how it started from nothing. When I met Sister Amika, she had no online website. Now she does. She had no product service information. Now she does. Now she has 2. And I'm going to continue to work with her to take now these books that she's written and turn them into courses, plural, more than one. So that way, instead of overwhelming people with, 7 or 8 chapters inside of a book, we're going to break it down into bite-sized pieces. So we live in a culture and an environment now where there's so much information on the internet that people are overwhelmed. So most of us are suffering from information overload. So the point of today's message is for us to look at what Sister Amika is doing, to do what? Well, to get our own self out of the current predicament. But how's that done? By realizing that there is no predicament. So the biggest thing that we're doing today is that I can do, and that is make sure that I assist not only you, but Sister Amika and everybody else that's listening with understanding how the universe works. So the universe works on what I call the Matthew principle or the half principle, or what is called the law of assumption. So what I do every day with my counseling, not only with her, but with everybody else that's part of the life management system, is to help you realize the current habit pattern is a lie. So how do we get rid of the current habit pattern? Whatever it is. Well, we focus all of our attention on the life-sustaining pattern. That means that whatever your desire in is, it's already here. So my job is to assist. That's why we're not begging and pleading and wishing and hoping and pondering. The shit's already done. I'm just here sharing with you how it's getting done. And that is not only with your help, but also with my help and the entire universe. Why? Because we're all vibrational brothers and sisters. So we all align with our vibrational design. You do it, I do it, we all do it. So my job is help not only Sister Amika, but help you and me to ask, who, not how. So every day, my challenge to you is, who are you, not how are you. So my challenge to Sister Amika and everybody is not how is Sister Amika going to take care of her 8 sons alone, but who does Sister Amika have to be to take care of her 8 sons and herself successfully? What does that person look like? Is that person working a 9 to 5? Is that person healthy, wealthy, wise? If you could look inside of your mind eye, who are you? Who do you have to be the solution to all of your problems? So my goal today is not only to assist Sister Amika, but to assist you, because guess what? Sister Amika is going to do it. And you can do it too by doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. So every day I wake up, I make sure that I do what? I make sure that I establish and maintain who I am. Because once you establish who you are, then the how, the when, the what, everything else comes to you. How do I get the idea of this morning to do this? Because I know who I am. Who am I? I'm a Master Teacher 33. What do Master Teacher 33 do? Well, we creatively create solutions for ourselves and for other people. That's what I'm doing right now. So my question to you today, who are you? How are you designed to express, expose, and expand your God-given design? We have an opportunity today to have a positive impact. And like I said, I've talked to our older sons. Man, these brothers are some bright. For them to have and to go through what they have went through. For Sister Amika, because I didn't get into her backstory, which is, again, you'll see that inside of, especially her first book. Because like many of us, she was raised in the church, and y'all know a lot of times beauty is a curse. Because a lot of uncles and a lot of, choir directors, a lot of pastors, a lot of men on your job are attracted, especially when they think that you are, I'm going to use the word, young, naive. So, like me, and probably just like you, Sister Amika had to go through some adversities. We'll put it that way. Just like a lot of us have. So she has a backstory. The thing that stands out, is like she talks about inside of her book, she had to be mentally strong to overcome those negative habit patterns. Otherwise, they would have buried her ass the same way it could have buried you. So why are you here? You're here today because somebody assisted you. So the same way someone assisted you, whether it was physically or financially or mentally or through relationships, today we have an opportunity to assist a powerful sister to continue to oscillate and vibrate just like all of us. And it's very, very important for me personally that everybody on this call, I think about the opportunity that I have to work with. I'm going to use the word such a cloud of witnesses as this, whether I'm talking about Sister Sandra, whether it's Sister Diane, whether it's Sister Cheryl West or Sister Cheryl Williams, Reverend Williams, whether it's Dr. Span, whether it's Sister Carlette, whether it's like we're talking about today, Sister Amika. Every woman, can't leave out Sister Carolina, every woman on this call, every man on this call, I have the opportunity to interact with you guys and to connect with you and to assist you on your journey through one-on-ones. I think about my boy, Brother Jasper, my boy over in Vietnam, Brother Richard. When I met him, he was in Canada. He was a Canadian. And he had a joy and a wish to get to Vietnam. But he could not let go of the old to embrace the new. Now he's been in Vietnam for, over a year, living his dream. I think about Jay Money and where we started, Brother Jasper, and what he's doing right now, pursuing his music. My own two sons. I think about where they are right now, and I think about my son Kendrick. All he went through when they lost their sister, and I lost my daughter, Shamora. We all, brothers and sisters, the hardest thing as a father that I had to do was to bury my daughter. I think about the people who was there for me, like Sister Carlette. When some of my own family members didn't even show up to the funeral, their homegoing, Sister Carlette was there. She's a client. Brother Jasper came to him. Brother Jasper has been to my house. Both of the Spaniards have been to my house on multiple occasions. So we family. So this is family. As family, I'm asking everybody on this call to purchase Sister Amika's books because they're helping support Sister Amika and her 8 boys. This is a single mother with 8 boys. 8. I gotta let that number sink in a little bit. Because the first time I heard it, I didn't believe it either. And if you were to get the entire story, like I'm just kind of glossing over it because, again, you can pick it up in the book. But please go to her website, brothers and sisters. Again, this ain't no fucking handout, GoFundMe, church donations. Nah. She has products that add value to your life. This is a mutual exchange of energy. Because you guys know I don't believe in handouts. I do believe in a handout, but I do not believe in handout. I believe give and it shall be given. So in exchange for your donation today, you can pick up both of her copies of a book for around $50, or just pick up one. They're both at her website. And again, I put the link on my Facebook page, as well as I put it in the link when I emailed everybody. But again, the website is AmikaKai.com, AmikaKai.com. Anybody that donates over $100, again, to her site, I will give you my entire life management system for free. That's 50 books, 365 audios, and I will complete the 750-page DNA report for you for free. Now, that's a $1,000 offer just for supporting Sister Amika. All of the funds go to Sister Amika. When you purchase, those are her books that she's written. Now, my stuff, again, anybody that makes any kind of a donation today or any purchase, I'm also including one of my audio programs. Anybody that makes a purchase or donation over $100, I'm including a life management system. If you already got the life management system, then I'm going to give you either the opportunity to take the class. You know what? Let's do the class in December. You can get 50% off that, or 50% off the class that starts in 2023. And that is, again, the Life Management University, which is a 4-year program that costs over $1,000. But for clarity's sake, you guys know, you can always text me at 210-290-5927. You can always email me as well, masterteacher32.com at gmail.com, for what I'm going to do after you make the purchase of both books, or one book, or you just make a donation of over $100. And then that's when I will add some of my products and services information to what you've already done. Well, all right, brothers and sisters, that was it. Just wanted to share with you, introduce Sister Amika, share with you her story. Again, single mother, 8 sons, for whatever reasons, the backstory, a little bit of the backstory is in her book, also on her website, and on her Facebook page. When her 8th son was born, that's when she found herself alone, not alone, but, her husband, was no longer there, and she found herself homeless. So she had to pull herself up by herself, like a lot of you ladies have done when us men, we do bonehead shit all the time. And so this is the way after she joined the Life Management System, I heard about her story. Remember, at first, I was like, nah, there's no way. But after talking to her son, seeing that, yeah, this is really a true story. This is some shit that you won't even see in a lifetime movie. And this probably will be a movie one day. So what she's overcome and what she's done just to get to the point where she's at, just like all of us, or many of us, that's something that should be applauded. So again, Sister Amika, thank you so much just for being you. Everybody else, thank you guys so much for joining. Any questions whatsoever, you guys know you can always email me, you can always call me, you can text me. You can also email Sister Amika. Sister Amika, her email address is on her website as well. You just go to the website and it has a contact us link on her website. So anybody that has any questions whatsoever, you can also go to her website, and there is a email address there as well, along with how to purchase both of her books. And then once you purchase the books, again, just email me and let me know, so that way I can send you the free product that I'm going to send, and also just give you the options if you don't know what you want. And if you got any questions whatsoever, as always, email me, give me a call. All right, y'all. I love you. Y'all already know that. There ain't nothing you can do about it. We're going to see y'all at the top. God bless and thank everybody so much for joining me today.